I see you.
Now live.
Now we're live. We're live.
Okay, cool. So again, we're at that point where Facebook has done something crazy.
Exactly.
And, we just roll with it. We do whatever it takes to get there, right?
Get her done.
Get her done.
We're done. Hello, Facebook. Hi, everybody. Nobody's here yet.
No, nobody's here yet.
Okay.
So I'm trying to get my phone up just so I can see the comments. Looks like.
Okay, we're up. Hey, Terry. Hey, Muffins.
We are live. So, Joe, we're going to wait a minute or two, say hi to everybody as they come on.
Wait a minute or two. Can we get really rolling here?
Yeah. I'm going to grab a cup of coffee.
Okay.
I'm not seeing us live on Facebook.
I am.
So.
Here.
Oh, there it is. It just came up. See? There you are. Hey.
Oh, there you are. Okay, well, there I am.
Okay. I waved at myself.
Oh, we're doing okay, guys. It's funny because we do these Zooms. We do it through Zoom to Facebook, but we can't see that. We have to have our phones out so we can see the comments because the comments don't come up on our computers.
Crazy.
I wonder if we pulled Facebook up on our computers. No, because we can pull Facebook up on our computers, then we get the back feed.
Yeah, we get the back feed, and it's delayed, remember?
Yeah. And the time delay and everything.
Mm-hmm. You got you something to drink, buddy?
I need to grab something real quick. I'll sit here and just
something real quick when I come back.
Hey, Bethany.
Hey, Miss Bethany.
Chris is watching.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
And
I was like, hey, you're watching.
That I'm watching. Go figure.
Yeah. Great.
Okay.
Great.
So, yeah, I know. And just so you know, Joe, on my end, on my phone, I see our picture, but I see no comments whatsoever. So,
wow. See, I get all comments.
Field those.
Okay.
You'll have to.
Good morning, everybody, Terry.
So, you want to go get something to drink before we get started?
Yeah, and I'll be right back.
Okay, cool. So today we're action-packed, guys and gals. We've got a lot going on, and we've got some things to share and go over today. I think you guys are going to be as floored as I was about a couple of these things we're going to talk about. Joe doesn't even know about one of them because I literally just got it while he was eating. So we're gonna dive into that. In the description for today, I had typed it 3 different times, and we tried to go live 3 different times, and it wouldn't go. And so then all of a sudden, it kicked on. So I apologize for the no description. So I'll kind of give you an idea about the description today. We're going to definitely give some cryptogenics updates, of course. We are going to talk about Wells Fargo's latest email letter that went out that I just read a few minutes ago. We're going to talk about N.I.C.E, being nice, N-I-C-E, all in capital letters. We're going to talk about N.I.C.E.
I'm back.
Hey, bud.
Hey, buddy.
So I'm going to go ahead and prelude this by saying that if we're a little out of sorts, forgive us. Joe got some news earlier today that kind of threw us for a loop, and he may or may not be with us the next couple of days, and that's okay. If he can make it, that's fine. But I just want to let everybody know you may not be there.
That's cool.
So, Joe, being a dadpreneur is crazy.
Yeah, it is.
As my kid says, it's cray-cray.
Yeah, cray-cray. Oh, you so cray-cray.
It's so cray-cray.
It's funny.
So, what's really funny for me is that you and I communicate on a regular basis, whether we're, going to do our business or not doing our business. And we're talking about what the kids are doing and what they're going through and the checks for this and the checks for that. And, my kid, this last full moon, it blew my kid's mind, man.
Really?
It completely blew his mind. He went
still recovering?
temporary insanity, I'm telling you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's nuts, man. You don't think that stuff does anything, until like it's a couple days later and like, what was that day? It was blah, blah. You're like, really? Huh. Wow. In the bars, it's always weird. Like you hate full moons because people do get stupid. I don't know if it makes them stupid or they just gives them an excuse to be a little stupider than usual or what, but it's always interesting. You know what I mean? Like if one passes without any incidents or anything, then it's a real good one. You know what I mean?
We try to keep this show kind of PG, so I'm going to keep it on the PG side, but the full moon always makes me a little frisky, if you know what I mean.
Frisky.
But my kid, he just loses his mind. Like he's dumb. Like he just gets stupid. Okay. Like he wants to be domineering and he wants to tell me what he is and isn't going to do and all this other stuff. And I'm like, you know what? It is not even funny. I know you may have some calls come in. If you need to jump up, it'll be okay.
Okay. This isn't anything important.
Okay. But yeah, like he's asserting his dominance. I'm like, you ain't got no dominance. You're 8 years old.
Exactly.
My house. So.
The other day, I think it was that day. I was telling Nixon to go read, and she went and got the Elf on the Shelf book, and I was like, "No, go get something to read. This is a book." Like, no, it's not. No, we're not doing this. And she sat there and argued with me, wouldn't do it. I was like, and I'm not going to argue with a 10-year-old,
right?
But you can't throw them across the room either. So
no, Mine got his tail busted this morning before school, and he was not amused. But
But
had to put him into check.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have to. Yeah, you gotta. They need structure. They need discipline.
They do. They need structure and discipline.
Mm-hmm.
And I always said if I had kids, I would never treat them the way my parents treated me. And whenever I have to correct him on a level that to me is not the type of correcting that I would like to do, it always goes through my mind, would your parents have done this to you, kind of deal. And then it's like, after it's all over, it's like you got to sit them in your lap and you got to explain to them that you still love them and you have to correct them because that's how they grow and they learn and blah, 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 which my parents never did that to me. But, no. I try not to be my parents. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Well, our parents were able to like spank us, and they spanked us because we didn't do what we were told. Like, we already told you not to do that. That's why you got to spank him.
Right? I told you twice. The third time you're getting
the third time.
Yep.
Okay.
My mother.
But now they got so much stuff, phones and iPads. And think about how much their toys cost. I mean,
dude.
You know what I mean? I didn't have no $800 toy.
No.
There's no way.
I did. It was called a go-kart.
Well, like a go-kart or a motorcycle or something like that, But, man, I'm going to have to excuse myself for just a second, guys. I'm sorry.
That's fine. No worries. Go ahead and take that. And so, I'm going to pick up here, and I don't want to say anything about the Wells Fargo thing without Joe around because this is going to blow his mind for sure. But, yeah. If you got kids, you know exactly what we're talking about. You know exactly how we feel. It's just kind of crazy how they get out of sorts, and then they want you to feel bad because you're correcting them. I don't think so.
No, I don't feel bad about it. I don't think I need to argue with them either. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, no, I said so, and that's all there is to it. Why? Why doesn't matter? Why doesn't live here?
I don't like that why word.
Why is not paying the bills? Why is not feeding you? Why doesn't get up and take you to school? Nothing like that. Why doesn't do that? Why doesn't
Hey, you'll appreciate this, Joe. My son told us this morning that we hurt his feelings.
Well, at least he's open about it.
Dude.
Well, I know it. But we're living in a different time, though. I mean,
we hurt his feelings. I'm like, what? Anyway, so it's all good. I love him. I do. And he's spoiled, and I know it. And that's my.
They are spoiled brats. I love them, but they're spoiled. They're spoiled.
I can't help it. So, Wells Fargo, while you were eating, you and I were talking and just kind of compare notes and stuff. And then you wanted to go get something to eat.
Yeah.
And so I was going through email, and I received an email from Wells Fargo. And yes, I'm going to say the name because it's my bank. Okay. So I can trash it if I want to.
What's it tell you?
Dude, they sent a letter and they sent it to all of their customers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
and now if you open a new account with Wells Fargo,
Yeah.
you can't put cash in it. They are no longer accepting cash, except if you have an account and it's been open for a while, okay? The account holder only with ID can now deposit cash. Otherwise, forget it. It's not happening.
Are you sure that was real? Not something.
It's real. I verified it. It's real.
Well, I mean, the idea, that's kind of what we're working towards, but I mean, in our industry.
I was like, you've got to be kidding me.
So you have to use a credit card?
Yes. And okay, like let's set this
What
up.
if you can't get a credit card? What if you need to put cash in the bank so you can get a bank card?
Let's set this up.
So they're shutting America down to people, just like they do in third world countries. That's a bank saying, don't come in my doors.
So I called my local branch, right? And I said, I got a buddy that lives in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And I said, we do business together. If he goes to the bank, the local Wells Fargo, and he wants to make a deposit into my account and it's cash, are you telling me he can't? And the lady said, is he on your account? And I said, no, ma'am. No. And she said, does he have an account with Wells Fargo? And I said, I don't know. I said, but I do. She said, he can't put money in your account. But you can write a check and you can deposit it in my account. Dude.
They're not wanting to store money at all?
People wonder why we want to go to cryptocurrency. It's stuff like this. It's crazy.
Well, that's just weird. I don't even understand that. Yeah, I know. Wow. That just doesn't make sense. It's a bank. I mean, it's Wells Fargo at that. They were the Stagecoach bank. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you would think,
cash was, gold was, Well, I mean, hey, that's fine. I mean, that really, guys, I mean, hey, that works towards our favor. All this stuff we preach every day is coming true. Like, as you can see it happen. That's why it's real important to get on board with this.
Exactly.
We had a conversation today. Me and Chris did. So I had another business idea. Go like, oh, hey, we could do this. And the only reason I'm able to have these ideas is not because I'm some kind of business genius. It's because I've researched the blockchain. And I used cryptogenics, and then I learned everything I could through cryptogenics, and I've expanded. You know what I mean? I'm like, boom, I got all this, and I'm just learning more and more and more every day. Because I just sit here and sit in front of the computer anyways. Might as well be doing something,
Well, and you learn, Joe. Yeah. You don't just sit there and absorb information. You put the information to use.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's, hey, everybody, it's here. I mean, you can run from it if you want, but it's here.
I just thought that was great validation,
It really is. The bank doesn't want your money now.
The bank does not want your cash.
But it's just like, like Stephen was saying on that one thing, like in Rio, they won't let the people in the banks. They don't want them. Right. And now it's happening here.
Right. Yep. If you're with Wells Fargo.
It's based out of California too, aren't they? Yeah, they're based in California. So it's
pretty progressive.
So it's not like, I know. It's not like it's some backwoods bank saying, oh, we're going to take, possum skins. I mean,
we're going to take possum skins and gold, but we're not going to take your cash.
We're not taking your money.
We don't want it.
Damn.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
Sorry. That just doesn't make. Okay.
I knew that would blow your mind. That's why I waited for you to come back from your call to say anything about that, because I was like, this is going to blow Joe's mind. So the next thing that we want to talk about today is N.I.C.E. And there's an acronym for N.I.C.E. Most people say that they're nice, right? Like, I'm just being nice. I just want to be nice. I just want other people to be nice. Well, you may change your mind after I tell you the acronym for N.I.C.E. And the acronym for N.I.C.E. is nothing inside me cares enough.
Oh.
So basically, I'm going to segue this into something because you're probably not following my train of thought here.
I think he lost his mind. Now the bank doesn't want money, and N.I.C.E. isn't nice. Guy's got
No, that's not it. That's not it.
He forgot.
That's not it. But here's the thing about that, right? Okay, let's say, we've been talking a lot about prospecting and introducing your business to other people, and just give them a small little tidbit. Don't give them the whole meal. Don't even give them the appetizer. Give them a taste of the appetizer and
just show
away.
them the menu and walk away.
Exactly. Make their mouth water.
Yeah, don't try to be a good server or host, anything. Just walk up, drop the menu, and walk. They'll figure it out.
So this was something that I was talking to someone, and this came up, and they were saying, Chris, like you, because everybody that knows my story knows that I was retired, right? So I have a lot of contacts that I probably haven't talked to in years, right? Because I wasn't doing the business. So, now Kathy's a little bit different. We've stayed in contact, forever and ever. And there are other people, but there are a lot of them that just, if you're not doing business and you don't have a reason to reach out, you're not reaching out. Right. So this person was talking to me, and they said, Chris, I've got a lot of contacts, but they're kind of older contacts. And, we haven't talked in a while. I don't even really know how to open the conversation, because as soon as I get in touch with them, the first thing that's going to come through their mind is, what do they want? And I thought, yeah, that's true. Because, I'll use this guy, for instance, because I know I can pick on him and it'll roll off of his back. But there's a guy out there that's big in marketing. His name is Cameron. And they sent me a letter saying my account was being closed. No reason.
Risk management. Kathy.
Shut up, Kathy.
Close your account.
Well, they don't want my cash, so they don't want your business at all. Oh my God. So, by the way, Wells Fargo is closing 800 locations this year. Between now and this time next year, 2019, they're closing 800 actual locations. So,
Wells Fargo's a weird one, because they didn't do bad on the mortgage thing and on the buyout, on the government thing, but the government made them take money, because they told them, if you don't take it now, don't ask for it ever.
Don't ever ask for it.
They're trying to get everybody to do it, so they weren't just saving a couple people.
Right.
A couple big banks, they want to pay everybody. They're like, we're fine with it. We don't have any bad debt out right now. And it's like, nah, too bad. You're
right.
And
So we were talking, and she says, as soon as I reach out to them, whether it's a text, a phone call, an email, the first thing that's going to go through their mind is, well, what does she want? And I immediately thought about Cameron, because Cameron is a great socializer. Okay. But Cameron is very focused on the people that he is in a circle with. So if you fall outside that circle, you're not really going to hear from him. You're not really going to, you're not going to talk to him. But you can rest assured, if he gets into a business, he's going to call you, or he's going to reach out. And the first thing that comes into your mind is, oh no, what has he done now? What does he want? Right. So I was thinking about it, and I said, okay, you've got a really good point. I said, so let's talk about this. Let's talk it out. Like, let's role play it a little bit. I said, so are you saying that you feel like you shouldn't reach out and be nice and ask, how's the family? How are the kids? I looked on your Facebook page. It looks like your kids have grown a lot since I saw them last, basic idle chit chat. And she was like, well, it could get hairy. It really could get hairy. And I said, yeah, I could see that. I said, so to me as a marketer, if I were going to, and I hadn't even thought about reaching out to all these people that are what I call cold, right? I was like, okay, how would I reach out to those folks? And so I came up with this. I said, this is kind of what I would say. And I wrote it down. So if you guys see my eyes looking over here, it's because I have notes, because I actually wrote it down. And it said, I said, this is maybe what I would say to them. I would love to catch up with you at some point, but first, I'm working on this new project, and you were one of the first people that I thought about. Would love to do some great things with you. If you would like to hear more, let me know. If not, that's okay too. Just let me know. No worries. We're still friends. And she was like, oh, you just threw it straight out there. I was like, well, okay. if you're telling me that you're afraid to contact these people because they're going to automatically think, what is she into? Then why not just eat the elephant?
Just put it out there. Yeah. I mean, yeah. You haven't talked to him in years. But it is kind of bad to not talk to anybody in years and then be like, oh, how's the kids? How's the wife?
Right? No. If you cared that much, you would have called me or texted me or something, right?
Yeah.
Like, so just get it out there, you know? And so we talked about it, and I told her, I said, you know, if you know the person, if you've worked with them before, you can elaborate a little bit, you know, you can embellish the message a little bit, but stay on track. If you're going to reach out to these people, it's going to be a complete numbers game anyway.
Yeah.
So go ahead and tell them you've got something great. You just started a new project. You thought about them. You'd like to work with them and do great things if they're interested.
Yeah.
Period. And she was like, "Oh, okay. Well, that gives a whole new meaning to the word nice." And that's where this came from. And I was like, "No, it really does. Nothing inside me cares enough."
Okay. I saw you posted that on Facebook or something, right? I saw or on one of the things. I saw it on. Great script later. Could you type it out? Bethany wants you to type it out soon.
Yeah, I can.
Get it laminated. Can you laminate that?
You know, and I'm not saying it's going to be 100% foolproof. Okay. I haven't tested it. I was brainstorming with this lady, and, you know, she was definitely very, she was having anxiety about it. And I was like, okay, well, let's just remove all the anxiety. Let's get past
it. Just get to
it. You know, so that's what I came up with for nice. Nothing inside me cares enough. And basically, you know, when you're being nice, when you're asking about the kids, when you're asking about the spouse, when you're doing all that stuff, you don't care enough to just get straight to the point. Just get to the point.
Well, yeah, and it could be one of those things, man, especially if it's been years. It's like kids on drugs, wife left me. I spend my nights in the bar.
And then you've just opened a whole Pandora.
Man, I got a great way for you to turn your life around. You got $300? It's a ground floor opportunity.
Dude, you just opened a whole Pandora's box and you're going, shit, what do I do with this?
They're like, oh, man. Before you know it, you're going to be helping to move into the shelter.
No, I don't want to.
Pandora's box there, buddy.
Leave it alone. Oh, my God. So, yeah, that's kind of one of those things. So here's what I've found out specifically about cryptogenics, right? Like, people either see it or they don't. And what you need to know, I will spare you a lot of headaches. Let me spare you a lot of headaches. Just ask people if they know about one of three questions. Do you know about Bitcoin? Do you own any Bitcoin? Do you want to learn about the crypto world? Those are the only three questions you should be asking.
Right.
Because anything else is going to open a whole box of crap you don't want. You're going to get a whole lot of opinions that you don't want. Because people that don't know anything about something, they're the first ones to give you their opinion about it. Just saying. Yeah. And so, you know, what you're basically doing is dripping on these people. So if they say no is not no unless they tell you, don't ever contact me about this again. Then that's a no.
Yeah, that's a no.
So unless they say that, then, you know, you write on your little notepad, mentioned crypto to Joe. He said no. And the date. Okay. Give him 4, 5, 6 weeks. Go back. Hey, Joe.
Man, I've been working the same thing, the same person for 4 weeks.
You know,
I mean, I had somebody so far as to, I'm on the phone with them yesterday. They can't Zoom. They didn't want to just give me their information, you know? And I was like, we could Zoom and share the screen and we can figure this out. You know, I was like, I'll let you take control of my computer. I don't care. You know what I mean? So I'm on the phone. The guy's in Ghana, you know, so he has a little bit of an accent there, let's say, you know, but he speaks English, you know, and I'm like, okay. So I'm like, okay, now do this, now do this, now do this. Runs out of data on his phone.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
And I mean, this is a small fortune to people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of like, and I was like, you got to be kidding me. Because I honestly, man, I kind of thought it was just some kind of somebody screwing with me, you know, pardon my language, but because it just kept happening. And then, what, really?
But he is very interested.
Well, yeah, he's interested. That's not.
And I think, you know, Joe, I
got interested in finding out how I'm going to get him one of those $1.99 SIM cards and send it to him.
I think if he ever gets signed up, yeah, if he ever gets signed up, I think it'll be. I think he'll do really, really well.
Oh, I think he'll do really well too. It's just, you know what I mean? But you know, these are the frustrations you're going to go through, and don't worry about it. You can beat your head against the wall with it, or you can just laugh it off. I mean,
well, I saw in the comments
because I'm just like, well, okay, here we go. And explaining how to go through it all is just on the phone is weird. It's not weird, but you're like, okay, now fill this out, and they're like, all I have is my country ID. It's like, yeah, that's your government ID or whatever. Yeah, just click that. You know, but we take for granted that everybody knows what we're talking about, but English isn't their first language either. You know, so you're like, oh, okay. But it's Ghana's very English accepting though, because they were English, you know, under British rule forever, you know.
The comments flashed up on my phone for just a second and they froze. And I read that Mafuz was really happy about the talk to 5 people a day thing. And it froze. So I hope, Mafuz, that you were saying that you've had good luck with that.
Yeah, that's what he said. I read it.
And I hope that you're seeing progress because, you know, like I said the other day, what you do yesterday, because remember, we hit the reset button yesterday. So whatever you did yesterday, you're going to see the results approximately 30 days from now. Okay. So consistency is the key. If you know you're not a 25 card person a day, don't give yourself that goal. Okay. Right. Just don't. You know, if you know that one card, approaching one stranger and handing out one card is going to be like a panic attack for you, then just set the goal for one a day till you get comfortable with it. And once you get comfortable with it, you know, after 30 days, you can reassess and you could say, okay, I did hand out 30 cards because one would be 30, right? Or I didn't hand out 30 cards. And that's assuming that you're doing 7 days a week. Some people are only doing 5 days a week. Some people are only doing 3 days a week. Whatever your number is, at the end of 30 days, you're going to reassess and you're going to say, well, you know, that wasn't so bad. I'll go to 2 or I'll go to 3, or maybe I'll challenge myself to do 5. Once you get accustomed to the actual awkwardness, the uncomfortableness of doing something that you haven't done before or that you're not good at it, you will get better and better and better and better. Okay. So absolutely.
Lexington Pro works also.
Shut up. We are not legal drug dealers.
I never said I was a doctor.
Illegal.
No, I'm not a financial advisor. I never said I wasn't a doctor. I never said that, buddy.
We're not a financial advisor.
No, but I'm a doctor.
So here's what you're going to learn really quickly about, and I told Joe I wanted to talk about this today because I've had 5 people, and my number to get my attention is I need 5 confirmations. Okay, so if one person says something to me and nobody else does, then I'm going to say it's that person. But if I get 5 comments that are really similar, then it gets my attention. Hey, Brad. It gets my attention. And so I've gotten 5 comments that said exactly this. Now, brace yourself, ladies and gentlemen. Brace yourself for this because you're going to go, what? But I've had 5 people say to me, well, Chris, if this is such a great education system, why is it only $300?
It's not. It's $3,000 just for you.
You know, I'm like, oh my God, are you kidding me? So I said, you know, okay, this was my answer and this is the truth. And we've got a core 5 on here. We've got another founder on here. I believe we've got another leader on here. So if you guys have a different answer, type it in the comments. But this is what I said. I said, okay, it's $300 because that is just enough of a commitment for you to take it seriously and not just go, eh.
Yeah.
But it's not so much that the average person that really wants to change their life can't afford it. So that was my answer. I believe
Hey,
that.
what's up, Bull?
I believe that right here.
Mhm.
I believe that that is the truth. That is the answer. That is, I believe that should be our go-to answer, because I believe that that's what the core five was thinking in my mind. I believe that's what the core five was thinking when they put that price tag on it.
Mhm.
Now, I don't want affordable for the masses. Thank you, Kathy. I don't want people that don't take it seriously. So I'm not looking for that person that wants it for free.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just not. On the other hand, I'm not looking for that person that wants it to be 3,000 either, because I know internationally that's practically impossible for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So, for me, it's like, nah, I don't want to go there, right? So the little guy always claims he's left out. 300 is an equal opportunity for unequal commitment. Very good, Brad. Thank you. So, I believe that the core five had the right idea. Now, here's something else that we've kind of run into. I don't know if Joe has yet or not, but I have. We've run into, and it's more than 5, less than 10. I've kind of lost track with the number, but I've run into this. So how do I invest with it? Right? People are looking, look, last year was the year of the fast money. Okay. Fast money. Now, what we didn't realize, what a lot of us didn't know, and now we have Bitcoin and Bitcoin hell jail, right? Is that those things were illegal. We shouldn't have been doing them to begin with, right? So a lot of people are looking for that get rich quick thing. It's not out there. If it is out there, it's illegal. If it is out there, they're going to take your money. If it is out there, you're playing with fire, you're going to get burned. If it is out there, stay away from it. Okay. So my answer to that, Joe, was, what you do with your money is up to you.
Yeah.
What I need you to do is get educated. Then if you lose your money, that's your fault, not mine.
Well, it's like the guy I was talking to that's doing the marketing thing, the Walmart thing, And I was talking to him, he's like, what you need to do is this, this, and this, and get these millionaires in this, and blah, 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 and they'll put all this money in. I was like, if they gave me $1 million, I wouldn't have, there's nothing I can do with it. That's not what
I don't know what to do with that.
Yeah, it's like, I need $300. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, that's, I mean, you can spend some more money, buy some more stuff if you want. That's fine. But but I'm like, what do you mean that's all you need? I was like, that's all I need.
That's all I need.
I'm not setting up an investment company. That's not what I'm doing. I'm not trading. I'm not, I'm just, it's the education,
Right. It's education, and it's education for the masses. And because it's education for the masses, it's going to attract the right people. It's going to attract the people that we want to work with. And yes, you're going to get frustrated. And I'm not going to tell a lie. You're going to get frustrated. It's okay. Look, this is a good analogy. Whenever something first comes out, you see a huge spike of activity. Huge. Okay. But it's like a wave, guys. If you've ever been to the beach, you see the wave comes in and then it crashes on the sand. Okay. So when it crashes on the sand, guess what happens? That's when networks start to get built, because now the excitement part is come down here. You're still all in. It doesn't mean you're any less in. Okay. You're still all in, but you're giving it 100% or more, 1,000%, whatever your number is. You're giving all you got and more. And then what you're doing is you're looking for people that are like-minded. Okay. So all those people that you're talking to, just go ahead and write their names and their contact information down, because they may not be interested today, but I guarantee you 6 months from now, a whole lot of those people are going to be very interested. Okay. Very interested. Now, you could be talking to somebody like me. Now, remember, if you've been on our presentations, Joe and I's presentations, and you've heard my story, you know that Kathy tried to get me to buy a Bitcoin when my mom was very ill, and it was only $23. And I told her basically, bug off. I don't have time to deal with you, and I don't know what a Bitcoin is, and I'm not going to give it any energy. I mean, had I bought that Bitcoin, had I stopped for 10 minutes and really given her my attention, she could have made me a multi-millionaire several times over, because I'm the type of person that if I'd have got what she was saying, and I get it now that I'm in my right mind, right? If I'd have got what she was saying, I'd have threw $500 to $1,000 at that thing. So I'd have bought a lot of $23 Bitcoin. I
was thinking about that though, but if you'd have had all that Bitcoin and you'd have put it in that company that's got all your Bitcoin, you would have, you'd have been suffering pretty bad, buddy. I mean, right now you're looking at what, around 70, 80,000, okay, is what just got stole from you. But what if it was $1 million? What if it was $1.5 million? What if it was $2 million? You know what I mean?
And
really, I know. Let's try and find some silver lining.
Right. You're right. The universe knows what it's doing. And I say that in my presentation. I didn't get it then. I got it a year ago, and I'm good with that. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be.
Right.
But I don't want people to, whether they're in our business or any other business, and we say this a lot, right? I don't want people to get discouraged when you're talking to people, when you're trying to share with other people and they don't get it. It's okay. It's okay. It really is. Look, it took me 5 years to go from a $23 Bitcoin to an $1,850 Bitcoin.
Right.
You could be talking to that person. You don't know what that person's going through. Okay.
That's true.
So I like to train people to meet people where they're at. So, okay, when you're introducing your business, we've got the 3 questions we should be asking. Do you know what a Bitcoin is? Do you own any Bitcoin? Are you interested in learning about crypto and Bitcoin? Those are your 3 questions. If they say yes, don't throw up on them. Okay, please don't throw up on them. Don't say anything about the business. This is your opportunity to learn about your prospect. Okay, so I'm going to play with Joe here. Joe's just told me yes. I've asked him if he knows what a Bitcoin is, and he says yes. And then I asked him, did he want to learn more about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, and he said yes.
Sure, Chris. I'd love to learn more about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and its many applications.
So, Joe, that's awesome, and I'll be glad to share some information with you. But today, really, what I'd like to know, Joe, is where are you at in life? Like, are you financially where you want to be in life right now? Talk to me a little bit.
I'm comfortable, but I could be doing better.
Okay, so now you told me that you have some kids, right?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, and so how are they doing? Is there anything that you would really like if you were doing better financially? Are there things that you'd want to give them, or things you would like for them to have? Or talk to me a little bit about your home lifestyle.
Oh, well, I'd like to buy some property and all that, kind of get out in the country. Yeah.
Okay.
I'd like to do
okay.
that, yeah.
What would you do with that property if you bought some property, dude?
Well, I'd live on it, Chris.
Okay, so build a house.
Kids can run around on and have fun.
You build a house?
Well, where I live on a mountain.
Okay.
So I don't have like a yard. I have no yard, basically.
Right. Gotcha.
I have a driveway and like garden. That's it, pretty much.
So what I'm hearing you say is that you would like to afford a better quality of life. It's not necessarily that you don't have a good life now. It's just that the quality lifestyle that you would like to have is maybe just outside of your reach right now.
Yeah, I need a little bit more money to do all that. Yeah, because I have to develop the property and build it and solar panel it and wind energy and water turbines and things like that.
So you want to go off the grid?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah, not because like I'm against anything. I just want to do it. Kind of want to do it. Just I want to see if I do it.
Self-sufficient.
Yeah, be self-sufficient. Yeah, and not have to pay bills every month. It's really more of a greed and laziness thing than anything.
So, so philanthropy wise, what are some of the things that if you are highly successful,
Yeah.
what are some of the things that you would do philanthropy wise?
I dig holes in my garden and bury all my money.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that there's nothing that you would do?
I'm just kidding. No,
You're telling me that there's nothing you would do
this is just funny. I'm sorry.
Community?
But I'd help people, set up. Yeah, I actually have a nonprofit that I'm actually in the process of setting up. So
Sweet.
I was actually researching some of it yesterday, in fact. But
okay.
Yeah, and it's just to help people like in the community I live in now, to try and get them up on their feet a little bit better. It's a small place and some kids like get stuck here and they're always going to work in the grocery store and maybe they want out. I'm not saying that's bad, but
Right.
maybe they want an opportunity to work somewhere outside the grocery store or, even in today's college isn't necessarily a given. You think, oh, you might go to college. Well, that's not really true. If, some people are fairly, I guess, poverty stricken,
Okay.
nice way of saying it. And sometimes the kids have to help the families. They
Right.
got to stick around and work a job so they can help take care of their mom because dad's sick or dad's gone or dad's do something. Okay. Mom's sick, and give people opportunities, just help them out. So yeah, that'd be nice to make some more money, do that.
I'm hearing seed money for your nonprofit. I'm hearing that you would like to help the youth. I'm hearing that you would like to promote wellness in general in your community.
Right.
So, okay, we're going to pause here.
Okay.
I think that we've kind of given you guys the idea. I am not asking you. I didn't mention the business. I didn't mention what the business could do for Joe. I didn't tell him anything about cryptogenics. I didn't say anything about Bitcoin or cryptocurrency.
Nope.
I just talked to Joe. Okay.
Right.
Guys, girls, this is how you create relationships that last forever.
Yeah.
Okay.
True.
And now if I'm the, and I am this person, just so you know, but if I'm the person that probably won't remember all this, then the first thing I'm going to do is dictate to my phone when I get my car, or if I'm at home and I'm talking to Joe like I'm talking to him right now, we've been on a Zoom or something, I've got my notepad beside me and my pen, and I'm taking notes.
Remember
right?
he?
Yep. Yep. And basically I'm writing all this stuff down so that I can give Joe the right information for what he answered my questions for. Okay.
Yeah, right. Well, and something like that too. And, being somebody that wants to go off grid and all this, and I really just want to do it for the sustainability aspect of it. So I don't have to worry about anything anymore.
Right.
Like, okay, the sun's going to power everything. And yeah, it really is kind of a laziness thing. I can retire then, basically, kind of the way I see it, put some money in some cattle and some things like that, make it where it all works for me. But what we do, at Cryptogenics, what we're teaching is things that you need to know.
Right.
You need to know, especially when you step out of the world. Once you step out of that world, guys, the world's not going to like you anymore either. You know what I mean? It's really not. Because you're taking a stand, so you need to be educated,
right.
And striking out on your own takes a lot of nerve and a lot of gumption, but it's not always the smartest thing to do.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you can be brave enough to take off in that snowstorm or that blizzard, but there's a real good chance you're not going to come back. You know what I mean? So be mindful, be educated, you don't go climbing mountains without the right climbing gear. You start on a little climbing wall. You know what I'm saying? You're like, oh, okay, well, I got to do this. And you can't just go climb mountains. The stuff's expensive. You got to make some money somehow.
Well, and you said something else too that I want people to kind of key people in on. I don't think not so much the people that are actually on this call, but hopefully some of the folks that'll grab the replay this may be helpful for, because I know pretty much everybody that's on the call right now.
Yeah.
So
everybody.
With what I want to say is, I would take notes and I would highlight. I would take a highlighter and highlight that Joe wants to go off the grid, that Joe wants to buy land, that Joe wants to build a house, that Joe wants to have wind and solar, power. Yeah. And the reason that I would do that is because I've been around long enough to know that
Mhm.
there's more of a deep-seated issue there with Joe that he's really not telling me about. Okay. And that could be something as simple as he doesn't like the way the world is shaping up.
Yeah,
It could
things like
be
that.
it could be that he wants to have something that's sustainable for his children that he can leave behind in case the world goes to hell in a handbasket after he's gone. You know, there are a lot of reasons why people do the things that they
I just
do.
don't want to pay bills. I don't like paying bills.
Most people that want to go
No,
off the
don't try to
grid,
make me sound like a good guy. No, I'm not doing this for my kids. Whatever, man. They get a job when they turn 18 and figure it out for themselves. I did.
Joe.
What?
So, you
No,
know,
I'm one of the tough love kind of people. Like, yeah, out of the house now.
but seriously, I mean, you know, the average person that talks about growing their own food, having a big enough place to grow a garden.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, you're going to get better
power,
quality things anyways, you know, because we've
all
been
of
in
that stuff is a mindset, guys.
You know, eating well and eating like organically and stuff, you know, it's expensive. You know what I mean? Like the masses cannot afford it. I mean,
Right.
they can't, you know, and the system's set up that way. You know, I mean, the fact that if you're a farmer and you buy a seed, you have to rebuy seeds. You can't reuse the seeds that plant put out because they're owned by Monsanto.
Right.
And the only thing you can spray on them that doesn't kill them, that kills everything else, is Roundup, which is owned by Monsanto.
Right. And I'm going to say something real controversial here.
And it's like, oh, it's nuts.
And people are probably going to send hate mail to us about this, Joe, but you know, it's okay. I'm going to take a stance here and say this. Look, guys,
Monsanto sucks.
The United States is only so freaking big. Okay.
Yeah.
We don't have any more land. We don't have a land stretcher. The only way that we can expand is to buy other properties. I don't see any countries for sale. Okay. So we would have to take them from other people. Okay. So here's what you need to know. There is this conspiracy theory out there if you're one of those people. I'm really not a conspiracy theorist, but I do like to share information. Okay. And, you know, they don't want us, by and large, they don't want us to be healthy and live long lives and procreate, you know,
too many people
children. They don't want that. They don't want that. They want us as Americans to be sick to a certain degree because they want to control the population. Okay. Now, I know that's hard to hear. And you're probably thinking, Chris has lost his damn mind. No, I haven't.
It's one of those things a normal person wouldn't think about that. You know what I mean? And that's why just because, okay, there's an old saying, just because you're paranoid doesn't mean people aren't watching you. You know what I mean? You're like, just because it sounds kooky doesn't mean, and I don't necessarily know they're trying to kill people, but there is quite a few people on the planet. There's a bunch of them.
Well, you know,
and it's just, I don't know.
Okay, but look at this real quick.
Yeah,
look at this real quick.
Like China had the rule. You know what I mean?
Look at this, Joe. Watch this for a second. Okay. When you're sick and you go to a doctor, the doctor doesn't treat what's wrong. He treats the symptoms. He treats the symptoms.
Yeah,
then,
they don't cure anything.
That creates another symptom. That creates another symptom. And then the next thing you know, look, guys, and I got goosebumps, and I'm sorry I went down this rabbit hole, but it's all good. I'm good with it. I will take the hate mail for this. My mom got lung cancer. Okay. She had lung cancer. I took care of her last year of her life. She didn't die from lung cancer, y'all. She died at 64 years old. The day after she got the news that she was cancer free. The drugs killed her, guys. The drugs. Sorry. There wasn't anything else wrong with her.
Right. Well, it's kind of like.
Now, they don't want us to tell that, okay? The government might be listening in on this Facebook Live. I may be in a big trouble now. No, I'm serious.
Well, I mean, you can't pump somebody full of radiation and expect them to.
You know, chemotherapy, radiation, guys.
Yeah, they're trying to kill the cancer, but it kills a lot of stuff with it also.
Most people don't realize that you can survive cancer and die.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yep. So here's the thing, and I'm going to circle back around with this and put it on a positive, good note. I was raised in the country. Okay. I went to a private school and my family was fairly well off, but we raised 90% of everything we ate. We raised. We had a slaughterhouse. We had, big gardens, and we canned our vegetables and all this stuff. So we were organic before organic was a thing.
Well, yeah, all farmers are organic.
And
before Monsanto, everything's organic. I'm telling you, Monsanto.
I thought as a kid, right? I thought that the lucky people were the ones that always went out to eat at restaurants and, went to grocery stores and bought most of their food and stuff. My mom went to the grocery store. She bought sugar. She bought flour. She bought some stuff in the grocery store. I'm not going to tell you that we created everything, okay? Because that would be a far-fetched lie, and I'm not a liar. But by and large, I would say at least 80% of what we took in came from the land that we owned, And so we were a lot healthier. Mm-hmm. That's the point is, we were a lot healthier. And my parents' farm, they didn't farm it themselves. They rented it out to a farmer. And when they stopped renting the land, I was probably about 18. And that was the first year that they came out with genetic engineering.
Oh, okay.
And they were trying to make the farmers buy these seeds that were going to grow ears of corn this long, and
they did it, though.
If there was a drought, the corn was going to survive and all this other crap. Okay. And my parents
they've done that. I mean, but it's the control that they keep yielding also.
Yeah.
It's not just the changing of the molecular structure of something. So it's more resistant to this, resistant to that. And it's not what it originally was. What is it that's not real? Is it broccoli that's not real or cauliflower? Cauliflower is not an actual vegetable. It's a blend of two different things. Mm-hmm. Like it didn't occur naturally. It didn't occur from nature. It was a splice, I think. I think it's cauliflower, but what else? What was I saying? I got lost. Oh, but it's the added control that they have a patent on it. And you can't, if you not being able to reuse seed, that's crazy.
Right.
But you don't just buy it one time. You buy it one time for a one time. Well, you buy it for a one-time use. That's it. Even though it produces the same seed. It's like, that's a bit much. You know what I mean? You're like, that's kind of screwy. I didn't know about that till a few years ago. And it's like, that's just, that's control. I mean,
yes, that's absolutely. So, ladies and gentlemen, when you come to one of Joe and I's lives, we're not always all about business. We try to keep things, whatever is on our heart. That's kind of what we talk about. Yeah. If we went down a rabbit hole today, that's just our personalities. We can't help it.
Yeah.
I hope that you guys really got a lot out of the approaching people and out of the what to say and what not to say and why the interview. Like, why was I interviewing Joe? It was all about getting more and more information. The more information I have, the more I am able to present and help Joe. Okay. It's not about giving him what he wants. It's more about helping Joe with what he needs. Okay. Mm-hmm. So that's real important. I hope y'all got a lot out of that.
More cowbell. Definitely more cowbell.
And I know that you all learned some more about us, which is good. And, that's really why we started these lives. In all reality, we didn't start them because we were in business. We started them because we wanted to start getting to know people. So Joe did something earlier today that he talked about yesterday that he was going to do. You want to tell him, Joe?
I don't remember what you're talking about.
Midnight Snackers.
Oh yeah. I started another another Facebook group. It's called the Midnight Snackers.
Mm-hmm.
I like midnight. I wake up every 9 to 8. That's just what I do. But I woke up the other night and I was thinking about all this stuff, and we're all getting really, really focused on business right now, and that's all we're focusing on, or at least all I'm really focusing on. And I threw another business away to focus on this one. So that's probably not the most brilliant idea, but I'm good with it. I'm cool. It's not a problem.
You're fine.
But it's like, nah, yeah, no. But I don't suggest anybody do that, but I did it. So we need a space to kind of go and just kind of like vent a little bit and just talk about stuff, or maybe somebody put recipes up or something, or I don't know.
Absolutely. Pictures of your food.
It's just a group on Facebook. Everybody's invited. It's open. It's completely public. But just to kind of get away from the work thing for a second, because we're in front of these computers all day or on our phones all day. And we're talking like, I go through my thing and it's all cryptogenics pretty much, and that's what's taken over, like everything else is not there. I'm like, well, where's all those kitties? Like there's no kitties. There's no puppies and kitties on Facebook anymore. I mean, that's screwed up.
Joe's not telling y'all the truth. He created this group just for his own fun and pleasure. That's all.
Yeah. I wanted someone to send me midnight snacks in the mail.
Yeah. So if you got an invite, great. If we overlook,
you're invited. Just go over there. Because it only invited the thing. I don't know. It was weird when I'm setting it up. I never do anything right.
You couldn't invite anybody that's not actually your friend either.
Right.
They have to be your friend. So if you didn't get an invite to the Midnight Snackers, then send one of us
right now.
Send one of us a message, and we'll get you in there. I think Joe's going to make me an admin in that room, and I've already made him admin in mine.
Yeah.
So this is what we want to do. We want you guys to feel free to go there if you need to scream. I asked this morning, can I come here and scream? Joe's like,
you go there and kind of talk trash about somebody that just don't say their name. That's fine, but you don't want to put it on like your business website, or whatever. And you're like, no. Let's kind of keep it light though. Like the bitching's fine, but just keep it light.
You got it, Brad.
I mean, sorry, but yeah, and sorry for the word, but whatever,
Well, the thing is that we could communicate with one another. If we cook an awesome meal, we can take a picture and drop it in there.
Yeah.
If we have a frustrating day, we can talk about it. If we have a fantastic day, we can talk about it. If we run into a problem, we can talk about it. And who knows, it may even create some content for this live.
That's true.
I am not above other people having input on subjects, because I think that's really what we need to be doing, is reaching out to the public.
Mm-hmm.
Joe and I really enjoy this. Like, this is not work for us, just so everybody knows. Okay. Like, we look forward to our 2:00 calls. Yesterday it was at 12. I was off all day. I went to a doctor's appointment for my son that he didn't even have yesterday. It was today. Okay.
That's funny.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I was so worried about
Brad.
making sure. There you go. I was so worried about making sure that we didn't not do a live, that I was a day ahead,
Well, I thought we were going to do one at noon today. And so it's like 11:30 and I'm sitting here because, I'm an hour off, I'm Central Time. And I was like, I just got.
Did we miss our call?
And I was kind of like looking, I was like, are we going to do this? Wait a second. But yeah, it worked out.
It's all good. And, it kind of allows us to kind of give you guys an inside look at us. We're just real people, we're not experts. We're not know-it-alls. Mm-hmm. We don't have all the answers. We have experience on our side. We have passion and faith on our side. We definitely have the best education system, bar none, on our side.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But at the end of the day, we're still just guys. We're just guys.
And the thing we kind of need to get across to people too with the education thing is that's just the beginning of it. That's the thing. I talk to Chris about this every day, and it's like, guys, the Bitcoin part's the smallest part of this. I mean, it really is. I mean, it's, if you don't ever do anything with it, if you never signed a person up, or never even tried to or anything, you need to get this base education. You need the education because this is where everything is going to be in 6-8 months. And it's going to happen so fast, your head's going to spin. Look at all the stuff that popped up in just the last month. You know what I mean? Oh, right. I'm going to give Brad a shout out here. Go check out Digibyte. Mm-hmm. He's always like, not a financial analyst, don't worry. Not 22.
Not a financial analyst.
It's gone up like 0.2, 0.3, a couple. Never mind. Yeah. I can't get on Exodus.
It really will get up. It really will grow. It's one of those it's got great potential. So you know, at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, kids of all ages, you know, we just love doing what we do. We love talking to you guys. I love reading the comments. I hate it when my phone doesn't scroll because I feel like I'm out of the loop in the conversation. But I love reading the comments. And I try every day.
You can see the comments, or you can't?
Today they're freezing. They're off and on.
Oh, they're freezing? Okay.
Yeah. So
I looked at the column too after you posted that.
They weren't there at all. And then all of a sudden they're there. So, but, you know,
Yeah, I saw that.
we want all of you all, everybody that tunes in, whether you're on the live or the replay, it doesn't matter. We want all of you guys to be successful, absolutely successful, at whatever it is that you want to be successful at. I believe that even if you're not in cryptogenics, that you should be looking at crypto because it's going to be the way of the new world. It's the new money. It's going to be the new world way. And, you know, sometimes people have to know what they don't know before they can get excited. Yeah,
that's true. Just, man, it's everything though. It's going to be every single thing. Anything that you can do on your phone or your computer, anything. And this is letting the cat out of the bag, really, is going to be done with blockchain.
Vibrate.
It's all going to switch to it. I mean, there's no reason it wouldn't. You know what I mean? And it's not even a really difficult process to do that at this point. You know, they've kind of got it all. They're getting it worked out, and they just continually make it better and faster and more secure and easier. And it's like anything. When they built the first, you know, with Bitcoin, it was a very difficult process. But that was also 10 years ago almost. You know what I mean? Things come a long way in 10 years. You know,
a long way.
And now that it's gotten so popular now, finally popularized, and there's money behind it, you know, people aren't going, oh, whatever. You know what I mean? Well, now it's really going to grow. This is going to be the real, you know, that was the infancy. You know what I mean? And now we're adolescents, you know, and just you're getting growth spurts. You know what I mean? People out there have kids, they know what I'm talking about. I mean, you're buying new shoes every 3 weeks, you know. But it's like that, and it's going to run everything. Everything's going to run on it. It's just everything you can do on your computer right now that you do on just the web. It's going to be blockchain.
It's going to be the new web, and people won't even realize that it's changed.
Yeah, they won't even know it's changed, but just get in it. You know, get in it now. You know, because you could make your life a lot different. You know what I mean? You make lives different too.
Here's something that most people aren't talking about right now, Joe. We're going to end with this.
Okay.
We're at the top of the hour. But this is something that most people aren't talking about. And we kind of do that a lot, so it kind of feels appropriate to talk about this. But we're beyond the halfway point with Bitcoin, guys.
Yeah.
Okay. Like we're over the hump, way over the hump. Okay. Yeah. So, you know, you don't want to be that person that's coming in on that last 1,000 Bitcoins to be made. I promise you, you really don't. No. And I know that most people's argument to that is, well, Ethereum will become the next coin. That may be so. That may be so. But this is what I know about that. If you don't have any Bitcoin, you don't want to buy into Ethereum when it takes over, you know, the hot spot. I'm going to call it the hot spot because I personally believe that Bitcoin will always be the mother coin. It will be.
It's going to be the thing. It will always be that. It's the gold. You know what I mean? You know, it just is. That's the way it is. It's just the way it is. You know, it's the basis for everything. You know,
you guys get educated. You guys get in. You guys ask your questions. Hopefully, the role playing that Joe and I did today helped. If it did, you guys send us a message and let us know. We'll try to come up with some more stuff like that in the future. Oh, hey, Albert, we're getting ready to jump off, bro. You'll have to get the replay.
We ran a little late today.
So, you know, all of you guys are important to us. We love you. We thank you. Joe, you are the greatest co-host. I love you.
You're the greatest co-host.
You're my brother from another mother. We love you. So we're going to talk to everybody tomorrow. Same bat channel, same bat place. Hope everybody joins us tomorrow and bring some questions.
Thank you.
Thank you. Love you.